Hello and welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. This is our Europa League live watch along for Aston Villa versus Maccabi Tel Aviv. If you're looking for the watch along, this will be on our big up platform. You can see that in the description and also in the comment section down below. But tonight we're building up to the game as Villa face another Europa League game that has been massively overshadowed by what's going on outside the ground. It's hard not to take notice of it. As much as people want to say this is a football spectacle, as much as people want to say this is all about what happens on the pitch, unfortunately, the politicians, the countries, the governments have all overshadowed that. And in fact, this is far from it. Outside Villa Park looks like a war zone. Outside Villa Park looks at horrendous scenes. I've seen loads of images online, people caged in, police presence everywhere. It's weird for the everyday football fan to go to this game. It must be nothing short of weird. This is not about, unfortunately, tonight the football from the police perspective, from the outside world's perspective. But all of us associate with Aston Villa. This is still a football game. This is still three massive points needed in the Europa League, and after our pathetic performance against the Go Ahead Eagles, we have to put it right in this competition. So it has been overshadowed. And as I said, if you haven't caught any of the images of what's happened around Villa, it's crazy. You've got pro-Palestine protests, you've got pro-Israel protests, you've got pro want riots and fight protests. You've got all sorts of media there, independent journalists, you've got the mainstream there. They're not there for the football, and that's the thing, which is pretty crazy. But look, I just wanted to get that off my chest. It's a weird occasion, and I'll be honest, as I said, I've been thinking about the spectators, the season ticket holders who go to all these games and sort of just probably perplexed, but also fearing for their safety. And the worst part is there's a lot of people who have not gone to Villa Park today for this game because of safety reasons. They've taken the executive decision that it's safer to be at home than it is there. Now, with the state of the world that we're in, that it's you sort of don't blame people, but without a doubt, the Villa players, Unai and Emery, will have been geared up to keep this as focused about the football as possible. We know there's an empty away end. We know that it's basically the Villa Park faithful there. But yeah, as I said, it's better to be safe than sorry. So listen, my thoughts are with anyone at the game today. Hope everyone stays safe. Hope there is absolutely zero trouble in and around the grounds during the game or after the game. And I don't know if anyone's seen the news this morning, but there was already trouble in Birmingham this morning. There was already awful trouble in Birmingham this morning with riots from youngsters. Loads of teenagers took to the streets of Birmingham and caused havoc with fireworks. So yeah, police in Birmingham have been kept busy. So yeah, that's my little take on it. I just want to say before we even get into the football talk, it's important to say basically that I hope every match day going fan keeps safe. I hope everyone who's around the ground keeps safe, and I hope that basically the protesters, so to speak, go and do their stuff and they keep it civil. So yeah, as I said, if you haven't caught any of the footage, then I do implore you to have a look, because there's no point pretending it doesn't exist. That's probably my thoughts on it. There's no point pretending these protests aren't happening. There's no point pretending that you can't see the level of anger and anguish in some people's faces. I've seen a few people being attacked verbally, massacred verbally for holding a flag up. So there we go. But right, let's get into the team news then. I haven't even looked at the lineup today, so let's divert our attention straight to team news and who Aston Villa face. But yeah, I will be watching this game with just half an eye on probably what's going on around the grounds, half an eye on peace, and basically I just pray that everything goes okay tonight, honestly. Right, big up to everyone in the chat, by the way. Make sure you smash the like button, welcoming everyone. I am just trying to multitask and load everything up. But let me get to the Villa team lineup then. Have not looked at it, I swear to God. I like to try and keep my team lineup viewings raw. I like to try and show you my impressions of them. But yeah, Villa Park will not be looking like that tonight. It will not have that same feel or atmosphere. They'll probably be told not to have any pyros or anything at all. They'll probably be told that needs to be dampened down. I would not be surprised. What channel are we on? On Sky TNT 2. What time? 7:45 start. Okay. Right. Team news and here. Oh, yes, we do it at the top now. So we've got obviously Anana starting, as they do. We've got Anana starting, but here we go. Let's go to the team lineup then. So Emi Martinez in goal. Now I know Emi's come in for a lot of criticism. We probably would have liked to see maybe Marco get a game tonight. I think Duncan said that in chat. Would have started Bizot absolutely. But look, what I like is that the team is pretty strong. My one worry is it Konsa or is it Lindelof at right back? That's my first glance. As I said, this is the first time looking at the team. Can see Konsa's captain, which I absolutely love. And by the way, big up John McGinn, getting his contract extension at the Villa. Matty Cash, John McGinn all being rewarded their loyalty. But yeah, Konsa as captain tonight. Lindelof and Powell. I wonder if Lindelof goes right back. He obviously played right back against Go Ahead Eagles and got torn a new one. So I wonder if he's going to try and swap it around. Maatsen gets his start. You got Anana, you got Bogey, you got Gesson, Sancho, Rogers, and Malen. So Sancho comes in, Rogers, Gesson, Sancho. It's a different front four again. And it's something to experiment with. Some other news is obviously Harvey Elliott is on the bench. Tillemans back on the bench. And Barkley comes in as well. So some fresh faces in there. So yeah, what do we all think of this Aston Villa lineup? Are you impressed by it? Do you like it? And what do you make of it? Let me know your thoughts on that. As I said, I have no idea how these players are going to keep it steady tonight. I have no idea. It would be really interesting to know what the vibe is around like Villa, the Villa Park in the stadium. I want to know if people feel calmer in the grounds or if they're still agitated with what's going on outside. I really would love to know on that. But look, as I said, there's been some crazy stuff going on. Arrests being made for independent journalists who have had a dispersal order because of this mainstream media. Don't want them to potentially show what's going on. You've had some really disgusting exchanges between Israelis and Palestinians. But yeah, I'll give you some of the non-censored stuff. Anyone who's not been able to see anything right now, I'll give you a little scene. This is in the sort of daylight, by the way. It's in the daylight. Big up to Les and Jamie. I do owe you an apology as well, Les, for not being around for the last 2 games as well. But I hope you're well, Les. Sancho holding the ball up. At least Malen can actually finish. That is true. But yeah, this is what Villa Park looked like, guys. By the way, in the build-up to the game, which was pretty. Look at.
So I'm about a 10-minute walk away from Villa Stadium, and as you can see already, there's quite a hefty police presence here.
Pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. And so that was very early on. That was like 5. Yeah, that was probably like 5 o'clock, maybe if that. So yeah, there's lots going on, but there is someone who I've sort of been watching who's been doing live scenes. And this is again, if you want to sort of see what's going on outside Villa Park, this is what you sort of gathered with here, by the way. But yeah, big up to everyone. Have a look at this. This is sort of like outside Villa Park right now, which again, I don't know if I can get full screen, but
say it loud, say it clear. You ain't my shirt, it's fucking here.
I'm gonna mute it, but yeah, that's what we've got. It's groups of people protesting, and as I said, we're looking at people trying to be peaceful, but police presence have had that. The whole idea is all these groups said they were turning up to be peaceful. Whether that will be sustained, we have. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I hope it remains peaceful in that sense, and that's my biggest worry. I know it's lying a bit there. And so, yeah, I'll go back to it again. Those Aston Villa players, Unai Emery, those in the ground, those around the stadium, they're having to basically try and block all of this off. Now, around these sort of football games, you see there's atmosphere, there's There's atmosphere, there's chants, there's probably you could exaggerate the point, but there's drums, there's everything going on, and it's crazy. And I've seen some scenes on this. I've been watching this, guys. As I said, I've seen some scenes on here where there is people behind, like the police have segregated all the protesters. Like, this is Villa Park, man. Like there's the ground right there. You can see the ground right there, right? You got so much going around. I'm surprised kickoff's going to be on time as well. That's another thing. I'm surprised that all these checks and measures are there. But this is right next to Trinity. Is it Trinity Road? I'm trying to work out the bearings. Yeah, and this is sort of what we're viewing right now. So it's madness, and I think that, believe it or not, this is what we're having to witness and deal with. Before the football. Now, as I said, the game is coming soon. We've had a look at the starting lineup, but just know this, that basically from what I'm aware, the Tel Aviv players had to be transported into an Aston Villa team bus. So they had to actually put the Tel Aviv team in a Villa bus to disguise them. And yeah, I'm just sort of locked in on all of this. There's so many people, by the way, at the game today who are not there to watch the football. There are so many independent journalists who are there to do that. But yeah, all planned by the government. Yeah, look, Starmer tried to get... The worst part is Starmer tried to get the fans there. He tried to get the Tel Aviv fans there. It would have been chaos. Absolute chaos. But yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, this is not a football spectacle tonight. You see police horses there as well, coming in their numbers. This is not a football spectacle tonight at all. It really isn't. 34 months, time goes fast. Big up to Crawl, one of our members. Connor is exactly that. It's crazy. Big up to Martin. It says, how you set in the forest. Love it. Absolutely love it, Martin. Absolutely love it. It's unbelievable. Love it here. But yeah, 700 police. I don't know how many have actually turned out to the protest. Probably more journalists and independent journalists than actual protesters. But yeah, we're on our knees. We're on our knees. Yeah, all of us normal message if you're out here, home knackered, to run chair and watch some footy. Exactly. Look, I don't know if this game's going to kick off on time, but how long are they going to stay around? I stand by this. How on earth will these Villa players, the fans in the ground as well, I wouldn't settle. To be honest in the chat, if you were a regular goer and you were a season ticket, yeah, that is Villa Park. That is Villa Park. If you were a season ticket holder or a regular goer to Villa, would you go today? Would you make the decision to go today, or do you think it simply would not be safe? But yeah, by the way, as I said, independent journalists have been arrested. They're trying to silence some of them who are trying to get in amongst interviewees and of why people are there. But yeah, all you're going to see is people with these cameras, sticks, getting everything. Yeah, but I can't imagine it being a full house tonight either. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Would you go? Would you go to the game tonight if you're a regular goer in there? But Southern Radio expecting 10,000 overturned that. Unfortunately, there was always a big risk that this is going to happen, not helped by local authorities. Yeah, the decision's been crazy. Keir Starmer absolutely threw a match on it. I think this is a really good point. All this unrest is nothing to do with the club as well. Like, Villa have no part to play in this. Parking's a damn issue. Yeah, it is. It's a damn issue. Yeah, Les, it's nuts. Again, they've made loads of people divert around and not have their normal match day experience. And there we go. But yeah, football's big. We love football and it's that. But I think that's a smaller part of the picture today. I really believe it's the smaller part of the picture of what's going on. And I think that we shouldn't turn a blind eye to it. People go, there'll be someone thinking or someone going, just concentrate on the football. We will when it kicks off. But I won't lie. I'll also be having half an eye on this, going, what's going on then? Are things peaceful? And again, large majority of these protesters are, male.
That's a you problem now.
Yeah, I'm just keeping this guy on mute. The reason for it is because I think he does drop in a few swear words here, there, and everywhere. But yeah. Big up the juice. Yeah. Tonight for expect to be political not game. Yeah. I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. I'll be really real. Right. I'll be surprised if we don't have some sort of bedlam. I reckon these protesters are waiting for the game to kick off. That's my feeling around it. Police will think job's done. Police will think it's all fine. As I said, I don't know if anyone. I don't know. Has anyone seen the stuff that happened in Birmingham this morning? All right, those of you, I'm going to educate you. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to quickly show you. I don't know if anyone saw the youth of this morning do this. I don't know if anyone saw the youth. I'll show you one clip. I don't know if anyone. This was Birmingham at 3:30 this morning. Would have been held earlier, but yeah, it'd have been better. Is like at 4 o'clock. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's seen this clip, by the way. Don't know if anyone's seen this. Okay, this is Birmingham, 4:30 in the morning. The youth firing. This is Birmingham youngsters.
To the people asking if that's fireworks, yeah?
No.
Please, honestly.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And there was more stuff of that, but yeah, that's where we're at with that one. So they'd love to try. Yeah, I'm worried that I hope we don't have a breach of gates. That's another thing. I hope we don't have like the Legia Warsaw fans did, which is try and breach the gates, try and breach entry. But there we go. But yeah, I think that normal home game 80 is everyone else by by faith, believes and love again. Yeah, this is not the same. This is bigger. So yeah, look, Villa. I hope it's good. I hope Villa play a good game as well. But I can't lie, my thoughts are really with everyone getting home safe tonight, fans getting home safe. The football is a smaller picture in the larger scale of life in this sense. But if you and I can get the boys buzzing, if you and I can get the football flowing, then everyone's going to be happy. Do you know what I mean? It would have been better indeed if the fixture was not at night. Yeah, look, if you put it at 1 o'clock in the day, then you're going to get, wow, every regular day fans are penalised. I don't know the answer. You either penalise the everyday match fans, or you think about safety. I think a lot of Villa fans probably wouldn't mind missing this one. Do you know what? Even if the club turned around and said, do you know what? We'll refund everyone who bought a ticket. We'll give you your money back, and in fact, what we'll do is we'll give you a free something. We'll give you a free top or something. I don't know, equivalent of what the price of the ticket is. We'll subsidise you, but you need to sit this one out. You need to sit this one out, and we're actually going to do it at a different, just something different, something where the protesters can't get there. I don't know. It's crazy, but yeah, Yuri's back. 0-0. That's a lot of distraction. Yeah. I know it never happened earlier. Yeah. Schools in Birmingham are closing early as well because of this. Like the whole country has been sort of impacted by the decisions. So be it. So yeah. But guys, what we're going to do is we are going to jump over to our sister channel where we can carry on these sort of talks. I'm going to keep an eye on some of the footage and also go on to there. So we are going to gear up to that in a minute. But yeah, absolutely crazy scenes going on. The protests aren't going to cause trouble. Listen, I remember this really. Most people who turn up to protest want to be seen and heard. Okay? Most people who want to protest turn up because they want to be seen or heard. You don't just go because you're silent. So if you want to be seen or heard, you can either chant and sing and loud, but then there becomes a point where someone will say something, or you'll get agitated, or someone bites back, or someone doesn't like what you're doing, and that's seen or heard. Then is where the violence kicks in. Anyone who goes to a protest isn't just there to be quiet. Anyone who goes to a protest isn't there just to chill. Anyone who goes to protest isn't there just to blend in. You're there to stand out. People who have made the effort to travel up and down the country to protest from either camp are there to make a nuisance, not there to put their political views across. I'm telling you. So it's gonna go wrong. I've got a bad feeling, but yeah, right. To keep it in line with the football, I am going to go over to the bit because if we do it on here, there's going to be a range of people, I'm sure, jumping in from both camps, Palestine, Israel, Israelis. We're going to have all sorts. I don't want this to become too politically edged, and also YouTube are quite strict on these rules. So let's go to the match. If you want to have the match and you want to follow the match, then I'll be showing and doing the match on this channel here, which is big. So I'll say, join me here for the watch on. This is where we have a good vibe. This is where this will be football, and if you're there for the football, then come to this. I've pinned it in the chat. So I'm going to divert over to there. The teams are coming out of the tunnel. Let's get ready for that. Come join me on the big up. Good political discussion. But yeah, Les can't get his head around that, and he's from America. Exactly that. So yeah, come over to there. Come over to the big up. Click on that link, and let's go enjoy the football. So I'll see you over on the side, and we can talk ball there. And yeah, I'll say it one more time. Pray for the safety of those who are at the game today, and let's hope everyone gets home and is all okay. But get over to the big up right now. Get your asses over there now. I mean it, all of you. I want to see at least 25 of you in there. Send up the Villa in the chat on this link, and let's talk ball. Let's talk it. Let's talk it. Let's talk it. There we go. On that chat, I've spammed it. Enough of me. I'm out of here. Ta-da.